Good day, and it's always nice. Talking technical is a highlight for my week, and I don't know if it's a highlight for you guys, but for me, definitely, it just shows you that the market is always full of surprises. And one of the first requests that I got was, Frans, can you please look at Pick and Pay? Well, one of those stories of one of the shares, I mean, it's a good company. They're doing well, I mean, but they are getting clobbered by the market. Somebody is definitely very cross with Pick and Pay. Now, I tweeted, I said, just put on your camera and see if we can get one positive day, because this share just knows one thing, and that is pure selling. So if you look at this chart, I mean, from 26 January, can you believe it? In one go, it was just sold off all the way down to 39 Rand. That's from 62 Rand to 39 Rand, almost in one go. I just want to see the setting of this form. Yeah, that's fine. That's 50-day. That's your 50-day moving average. Now, that's the moving average that most people use that's got a medium-term view. But I just tell you that I think if you believe that 50-day moving average at 60 Rand, and you may be sold there, you will be a very happy man, because since then it just lost value. But what I look at the share is eventually we see a tiny little tweezer bottom right at the end. And I hope that this is a turnaround for this despondent viewer, because I think he's in dire straits. Now, I must be honest with you, I think Pick and Pay maybe is one of those companies that you can buy and maybe put it in the drawer, because I went back before the show. These levels, and let's maybe show you just quickly. Let's do a monthly chart here. And look at these levels. This is the level last seen in 2013. And if I'm correct, or let's say if the chart is correct, if this monthly chart is going to be correct, that means a massive head and shoulder brew here, and this share can go all the way down to 16 Rand. That will be levels of 2005. But I doubt if that will happen. I think before that will happen, maybe there will be some big buyers coming in and they will buy the company. But let's look at the daily chart here, just to show you here. If we look at this tweezer bottom here, I think we can maybe see a short-term bounce, and I really hope that we're completely wrong on that weekly chart or monthly chart. But this tweezer bottom is maybe signaling that there's a little bit of a turnaround in the share, and for me, I will look at that. There you are. My first sign of strength will be above 40 Rand 32 cents. Stop loss is nice and tiny, 37.88, and I mean there's so many resistance to the top that this share can meet. 41.87, 43.03, 44.15, 45.15, even 46.39, and I think this will be a nice gap to close in time to come, and that gap sits between 50.50 and 51.82. Now, if that gap closes, I think the guys that saw all these selling that's taking place, they will be relieved to maybe sell there. I'm still worried about that monthly chart, that head and shoulder formation, but to be honest with you, to see a company in the food sector really going down to 15 Rand, that will be odd, and I think there will be some big buyers definitely buying this company before that will happen. Another share that surprised everybody was, can you know, or can you remember, there was a company with the name of Transaction Capital. I mean, something horribly went wrong here. Look at this chart. All right, the chart, that 50-day moving average warned us all at the top there at around 38 Rand that this share is running into problems. This 50-day moving average wants to turn into a resistance. But look at this. There was also a head and shoulder formation telling us there's the head and shoulder formation. There's the left shoulder. There's the head. There's the right shoulder. And since then it broke down. But now right at the bottom, I know there's a lot of traders watching this show, and they will be keen to maybe buy some shares here. Now let's have a look here. And I want to bring up the volume here. Because look at the selling that this share experienced. Now, if you look at this, can you believe it? I mean, from this gap sits between 2612 and 2090. This massive gap, this fundamental gap, because this is a fundamental. That was the day when the guys came here and said, listen, we expect a huge loss in earnings. And then everybody just came in to sell it. But look at the selling. In 3 days, it lost value from 20 Rand all the way down to 9 Rand, just in 3 days. I mean, it just wiped out everything. But this little candle with this spike in volume tells me that there's maybe some keen buyers around here, because look at the selling volume and then suddenly the strong buying volume that comes in. And if I'm going a little bit further, you guys will immediately see that this candle also has a tiny little shadow at the bottom, and this beautiful long lower shadow within this ugly Marubozu candle is maybe what we call a harami candle. That's quite right, but I see this maybe as a dragonfly candle to tell you that there was some buyers at least buying in some strength or in some weakness. So let's have a look. Where will the share maybe tell us that something is on the boil and that we can maybe see a relief bounce? And there's the level. The level is the high of this candle, and that candle sits at 12 Rand 40 cents. Above 12 Rand 40 cents, we can maybe see a beautiful turnaround in transaction capital. Something is maybe horribly wrong with the company, but I doubt if this company can be worth 10 Rand, because that is a level long time to be seen. And maybe above that, it can maybe give us a little bit of a bounce, but I will say stick to your stop loss, and your stop loss will be, there you are, let's get that stop loss, 8 Rand 49 cents, just to play safe. Let's just see. Remember, this company is quite involved with the taxi industry, and if you have a look here, just give you an idea, this level was last seen in 2020. That's in the COVID period. And if you go a little bit further, this level was last seen in 2015. So if you are a punter, and if you believe that this share can maybe turn around, there's maybe something to look at, and that is stick to your stop loss. Look at that gap there. And I mean, if this company can turn around, this can be a beautiful recovery story in time to come. Let's have a look at Jubilee. A friend of mine actually phoned me and said, Frans, can you maybe just explain to me the chart, because I cannot understand. Everything fundamentally looks okay, but the share is just being hammered and it never lifts its head. So it's quite simple. Sorry. Excuse me. It's quite simple. If the tide goes against the share, even if the fundamentals is okay, even everything is okay, management is good, good financials, everything, niche market, if a share is going down, nobody usually knows what's happening here. And this is exactly that. Look at it. From 1 Rand 84 to 165 on Monday with no explanation. And in actual fact, there were some good noises in the market and the share just getting hammered. So the only news that I can give to somebody like that is, if the tide is against the share, you cannot do anything about it. And that's where technical analysis is a wonderful tool. You use this resistance line. You say to yourself, okay, the momentum is down. I don't know why. I cannot understand why. And only above, and let's do that, then you will see there's a beautiful falling wedge here. And only above, there's the level, 1 Rand 80. The share, even if it's good or bad, it can lift its head, because this share just tells you that it's been hammered. So above 180, we can see it maybe back to 2 Rand. And where's your stop loss if you want to buy it? The stop loss is sitting at 1 Rand 60 cents. So really, I hope that the share recovers. But these kind of selling, there must be some aggressive sellers around. Maybe it's overseas sellers, but definitely it doesn't match up with the fundamentals, my friends say. But for me as a technical analyst, I will only look at 180 before I will get positive. Well, thank you for watching the show. Visit our website, www.fransklerk.com, for more info, and we will chat again.